How you guys doing? Welcome to another video session. I'm gonna talk about today, day 5 of our first 2 weeks of school, which today we're gonna talk about technology, right? We're gonna talk about how to use technology, as well as maybe I wanna show you guys some other technologies that we're gonna use, and just go over today's lesson. So remember, if you are joining us just today for the first time, you're watching this video, remember to make sure you're joining and checking your Google Classroom every single day, because you're going to see new posts up every day. You're going to see a video that we may have done every day in case you were to miss the class. So make sure you're checking it, you're logging in regularly, as well as I want to show you guys how to make sure you are actually joining our Google Meet. Now, Google Meet, and this is important to know, you have to log into Google Meet every single day, Monday through Friday. So I know Friday there's no physical meeting in the building, but I need to still take your attendance. So the way I'm going to do that is you need to make sure you log in on Friday, your same class time period. I'm going to get your attendance, and if there's no questions or you don't have any questions for me, I will gladly say, okay, have a great day. And that way you can go about your day, complete the rest of your assignments. But you have to log in during our class period, even on Friday. So Monday through Friday, make sure you're logging in, and that's for every class period that we have together, okay? So let me share my screen with you, so that we could pick up where we left off on day 5. All right, so you guys should be looking at my screen here. Let me just skip down to day 5, which looks like it is around here. Nope, that's the 3rd day. 6th day. Okay, we'll go one day back. Boom. Okay, cool. So this is the 5th day right here. Welcome to the 5th day of school. All right, this should be a Monday. What I want to do is talk about the different technologies. So first of all, let me talk about unit packets. Now, for up until this point, everybody except who came in on Monday, for the Monday people, you guys should be receiving this Welcome to Math 7 or Math 8 packet, okay? In addition, everyone this week will also be receiving either the Unit 1, if you're in Math 8, you'll be receiving Unit 1, the number system packet. If you're in Math 7, you'll be receiving the Unit 1 adding and subtracting packet, okay? So either one of these is perfectly fine. Give me 1 second. It seems like my son has a question for me. Want more juice? Okay, cool. Let me just pause the video real quick, and we'll pick back up in 1 second. Let me see, okay. All right, so I just had to get my son some juice. Let me reshare my screen again with you guys. That way we're all on the same page. So like I was saying, this week you're going to get the Unit 1 packet. Are we starting Unit 1 this week? No, we're going to start it next Monday. But the goal is for everybody to have the packet. So even if you're not present in class and you wanted to complete the work, you can complete it on the packet and then take pictures of it and upload your assignments. Now, why is that the case? Because in math, as you guys know, you have to show your work. It's not just sentences that you have to write answers to. You have to actually show your work and show you can actually computate something. So that's why I want you to also get comfortable with being able to do it in paper, and pen and paper. Now, if you're good with technology and you're able to edit PDFs and Google Docs and still be able to show your work there, awesome. That's perfectly fine. But I do know there's going to be assignments that I want to see your work. So you need to make sure you're able to take a picture of the assignment and then upload it, okay? So I tried to show you guys briefly during class how to do that. I would recommend that everybody has Google Classroom, right? The app. So if you have a smartphone, please make sure you download the Google Classroom app. That way it's very easy for you to take a picture of the assignment and upload it. I know multiple students already done that in other assignments so far, which is great. But make sure you get more comfortable with it, okay? As well as make sure you complete all your assignments that are due. Every assignment for the first 2 weeks is due this coming Friday. So make sure you do complete that. In addition, all materials will be online, as well as have videos to accompany them. So I'm creating videos for every single lesson. Even these first couple of days of school, I'm creating videos to kind of walk you through what's expected. As well as there'll be a video for every single lesson. Where right now there's no QR code at the top of the package that you're going to receive, but in the future I'm making sure there's QR codes to those videos. As of right now, you guys will have access to the videos on your Google Classroom, where you can click it to watch the video, which is on YouTube. So the name that's at the bottom of the packet, and I'll show you here, At the bottom of this packet, you'll see this little small writing here. This tells you it's Unit 1, adding and subtracting, and it may say lesson 5 or something like that. That'll allow you to be able to type it into YouTube and say Mr. Woodford's Unit 1, Lesson 5, Math 8, or something like that, and you should be able to get to the lesson as well. But nonetheless, the lessons will all be up on Google Classroom for you to watch and see. Each daily/weekly Envision assignment, there's going to be assignments that I'm putting up as like maybe exit slips or just one weekly assignment on something called Envision. It's a brand new software that the school is using. I have a lot to play around with to get comfortable with it, but you can expect at least one assignment from Envision a week. And I'm not saying, when I say at least, I'm really saying more of at most, because I'm probably only going to give you one assignment per week from Envision. But you will have every 2 weeks a Delta Math assignment, and that is what I want to show you as well today. So there's multiple technology I'm going to show you today. But for the beginning of this today, I want everybody to be aware that you should be starting off with completing the Bellwork question. Now, the Bellwork question is up on Google Classroom, which I can show you that right now. I'm going to show you from my teacher's screen, but make sure you also see it from make sure you also look at your screen as well, okay? So on my screen, as a teacher, what I see when I log in is something like this, right? Let's say we log in. This is first period stream, but you'll see the stream actually has some stuff right away. Now the stream, also note that we can communicate on here. You can communicate with your classmates on here. We use this for academic purposes. Don't start putting up stuff like, hey guys, I'm logging on to this particular game at this time. I don't mind you getting to know your classmates that way, but it's imperative that you don't use this for outside communication. If you want to ask a question about assignment, or if you want extra help and you're like, hey, does anybody have trouble with this problem or this one? That's the kind of conversation that we want to encourage on this stream. It's not Facebook, it's not Instagram, it's not any type of platform where you can feel like whatever I want to say, I'm on here. I have the ability to cut your communication up. I can delete any comment that's on here that's not appropriate, as well as stop the class from commenting altogether. I want to keep it open for the communication because I think it makes sense. Like, for example, like if it was somebody's birthday and you guys all want to put on the stream happy birthday to them, that's awesome. That's great. That'll be encouraging to them and saying, wow, my whole class remembered it's my birthday. And I would like that. I would like that type of atmosphere, just like if we was in class together. But utilize this stuff well. Don't misuse it, okay? But as you can see, the assignment is up here. It's a new question. But I would get used to hitting classwork and actually seeing what assignments I have to do. Now notice, I'm naming all of these things either Bellwork question, homework, classwork, okay? That way you can clearly point out what you're looking at. Now, eventually it will also be called a quiz, where I should have put the date next to the quiz as well. So that way you would have been able to see what the date of the quiz was and so on like that. I can easily go on right now and I can edit that. Go on right now, I can edit this and say that was the 11th that I gave this quiz, right? And that way, boom, now all the dates are there properly, right? But nonetheless, you want to be able to see what assignments are going on and make sure you're completing them, okay? All of these with dates are the assignments. Anything without a date next to it is materials. And I'm going to try to make sure I keep that habit so that way you can know anything with a date is something you need to complete. Anything without a date is just materials itself, okay? So the Bellwork question is asking you, is it a good thing? And it's in the introduction packet as well. If you turn to Day of Technology, right, Day of Technology, the question is it a good thing to incorporate technology into the classroom? Why or why not, right? The worksheet looks something like this as well. I'm gonna go back to my other screen just to share with you. I'm sorry, I'm going around sharing screen to screen. It's just a lot of stuff trying to cover. Now, this code right here that's on here for the Bellwork, you can see it says Bellwork. This is the question right here. Is it a good thing to incorporate technology? It's on paper. You can fill it out on paper. That's fine. If you want to take a picture of it and try to upload it onto the assignment, that's fine. It's not hard to actually retype your answer here on the actual section. So I would probably do that and then make sure you upload it. Now, keep in mind, this is something we're going to do during class. So I'm using the technology, something called Menti.com, which allows us to see all the answers populate right away. It's kind of like what I could do right here on, it's kind of like what I can do actually on Google Classroom. So I may not even use Menti on this Monday, but no, I am going to use it because there's some other questions I want to try out as well. But it's just a way for you to see that there's multiple platforms that I will use to create discussion from whether you're home or whether you're in class. Because I know right now it's like, how do we balance kids who are in class? How do we balance kids who's online? This is an opportunity for kids who's in class as well as online to both kind of communicate and see each other's screen and see what the other kids are saying outside of their own comments. Okay. Right. After we finish that, I want to go into the Google Classroom portal like I just did, right? You should remember something about Google Classroom. If you don't, this is something important. The login is your last name, your ID number, last name, essentialism.k12.ny.us. If you are logging onto Google Meet, you have to log in with your school account. If you're not logging in with your school account, I cannot let you in. All right, your password is your birthday, the year you was born, 4 digits, month you was born, 2 digits, and the day you was born, 2 digits, okay? So that's important that you get used to properly filling that out. You need help, you okay? All right, I'll help you. Hold on, Daddy's recording, okay? I want to remind. Now, remind is a quick way for me to be able to text you and say, hey, just so you guys know, just like, for example, right now, no one's on remind. But if people were, I would probably remind them and say, hey, just so you guys know, tomorrow's Monday. If you coming Monday or Tuesday in person, please bring your phone, your tablet, your iPad, whatever you use to get on to the actual computer at home. Bring that so you can play around with that technology in class. I can make sure you know how to access materials and so on, right? I would send out a remind text and it will go straight to your phones. You would get it. And that way we'd be able to communicate in that way. Now, Delta Math. Delta Math is another portal, which I'm going to show you how to access. I'm going to show you what the website is. And in class, I want us to make sure we play around with it in practice. But first, I showed you Google Classroom. I want to show you Google Classroom actually from a student's perspective. So that way I make sure I cover the basis of what it looks like as well from a student's perspective, okay? So give me 1 second. Let me go and log in for a student. And I'm going to use one of my students from first period, Jada, because I know she's such a nice student and she's not going to be mad at me. All right. I'm going to show you everything I'm doing. I'm going to show you everything I'm doing. So right now you should be looking at my screen. I'm on Google, right? If you don't know, at the top is your icon, right? It shows you what particular account you're currently logged on to. I have my school account as well as I have my personal account, and then here's my wife's account as well, right? Right now I'm logged in as my school account, which is okay, but I want to make sure I log into Jay's account. Now I can't do this in class because once I'm on the school's Wi-Fi, it does not let me switch out of my account into another student's account. But for now, I'm going to show you I can log into another student's account or another account, and I'm going to show you what their perspective on Google Classroom is. So for now, let me just get rid of this. I'm going to log in using her ID number, last name at centralism.k12.newyork.us. Now, once I type that in, it does take me to Microsoft, right? I'm going to type in once again her information. Right, so I typed in her information. It's going to take me to one more page. Now, this page is not going to ask me for an ID number. It's going to just ask me for the password. Now, remember, your password is the year you were born, the month, and the day, okay? Okay, it's going to ask me to save it. Now, I know I don't want to save it because it's not my account, it's Jada's, but I do want to make sure. It's going to confirm that this is the account that you wanted to get into. Yes, it is. It is the account I wanted to get into. Now, I'm in Jada's account. And I'm just going to go to her Google Classroom page so you guys can see, okay? Once I go to her Google Classroom page, and the way I did that is I just clicked on the waffle. This is what I call the waffle. I clicked on that, and I just went straight to Classroom, okay? Now, when I went there, obviously, I could see all of her classes, right? Not just my class, but I could see her physical education, McLeod's, Foley, history, course, Spanish. I can see all our classes. So I just want to go down to where my classes, right? Now notice right away, you can see that there's some things that are due, right? There's some due dates of things going on here. Due Friday. These are all assignments that are due this Friday coming up. So this is something that you want to pay attention to. Say, oh wow, what do I have to do? Did I complete this? All right. And if I click on it, it should bring me right there. And it will show me, it'll tell me, as it says right now, turn it in. When you're ready to submit all of your files for this assignment, remember to turn it in. So it's walking us through what we need to make sure we do. All right, make sure you just turn it in. Now, in this case, right, for Jada, I believe she may have edited this PDF as it says edited, right? If she already edited this PDF and it's complete, she can hit the turn in button and she should be able to be done, right? You can see that there's some class comments. I think I turned it in. You said it was a routine I do at home, so I just did that. And I think I already talked to Janaya, but you can see this class comments. You can see that if you want to private comment me, of course you can hit private comment and it'll come directly just to me. All right, I want to show you the screen because I know there's a lot of confusion. And most of the time when I'm looking at it, it doesn't look the same as what you guys are looking at. So this is what it looks like, right? Especially when I open up the screen even fuller, you see your work over here. Now, it says assigned. That means I assigned it. You can see a file copy for you was removed. That's because I think when I was playing around with it, I messed up something. So I edited or updated. So you can see everything that's going on. Now, if I click on either one of these, there's a PDF version and then there's that. It'll show me what's here. So if I click on her PDF, you can see that this is what Jada actually did herself. She started filling this out. Now she still has to complete it. And that makes sense because if you notice, she did not hit the turn in button. She didn't hit the turn in button because she didn't finish it. But she knows that she's something that she needs to do. Now, if she completed it, it would not show up on her to-do list down here. It wouldn't show up as things due, okay? As well as the quiz and rules, as well as this bell question. There's other stuff that's not there that also was due that she might have completed. Notice that that same list is over here to the left. And if she were to click on it, you can go straight to all the assignments that are in the class. This is important, right? Let me go back. I want to show you how I did that again. That's important. So on the left here, it says upcoming. It shows you all the assignments for our class. If you click on view all, it shows you all the assignments. Ones that you completed, ones that you didn't, ones that was assigned, ones that you turned in that Mr. Woodford hasn't even graded yet. Okay, and you can see what your grade average is. Now, this grade average that you're getting at the top of this page is what your current grade is in our class. It is not messed up. It's exactly what it is. Because everything that's on here is inside of PowerSchool, and it's the exact same percentages. So what you're seeing here is exactly what's over there. So that way you are aware of what your grade is. Now, keep in mind there are due dates. And at a certain point, I'm going to put in zeros for your assignments, which will hurt your grade significantly. Right now, you can see she only completed one assignment, and these other ones are not completed, but she still has 100, right? They don't take account on assignments that are not graded. But once I go in and I see that you passed the due date, you're not doing it, I'm going to put it as 0. Does that mean, Mr. Woodford, when I do does that mean that if I don't do the assignment on time, I don't get any credit ever? No, you can always go and make it up. That's one thing I'm going to let you understand. I will gladly accept late work all this semester, all this year. Even if you wanted to, it'll be a pain in the butt for me, but even if you wanted to, 2 weeks before grades are due, you didn't do anything. But you say, okay, Mr. Woodford, I'm gonna make this up. If you decide to do that, know there's gonna be a whole lot of work for you. And that's a gamble that you're willing to take. That's not a gamble I would take at all. Because what ends up happening is you end up hurting yourself because then you don't get all the stuff done that you want to do. And when I go to grade it, I'm going to realize, okay, some of the stuff may not be done. I may send it back to you and say, okay, you need to fix this. As some students have noticed, when I realize the assignment is really not that completed, I send it back to you. Now, could I grade it based on what you send me? Absolutely. I could give you a 20 out of 100 based on what you did. But because I'm trying to give you the best grades possible, I send it back to you. I give you some feedback and say, I believe that you can do better. Especially even when it came to the routine assignment, I send it back to a lot of people and say, you know what? I see that you just put one word on each box. That's not what I'm looking for. Try to add more content. Try to align it to your schedule. You know, I gave everybody positive feedback. And when you gave it back to me, as Janaya did, I believe, it was excellent. I said, great. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. But I just wanted to point out, you can see your grades. You can see your assignments that are due. And that's big. And obviously over here on the left, you can see it says assigned. You can click that. Just see the ones that are assigned. You see returned. See all the ones that are returned to you. All the ones that I've graded. Missing. This is all the missing assignments. Now, no work here is missing because if you look, there's either the graded, there's the assigned ones, or the turned in ones. Okay? So she turned in assignments that I have to actually go in and grade myself as a teacher. So I want to go back for 1 second. So when she has classwork, does she see her grade? No. She doesn't see her grade for the class when she has classwork. She does see some assignments here. Now notice, the ones that are bolded, you see how it's like a darker gray? These darker gray ones are saying these are worksheets, these are assignments that she has to complete. The lighter gray means she completed them, she's just waiting on grades, or she already received a grade for it. Okay, so that's important. As we get forward, you're gonna realize there's topics here on the left. It says all topics. It says unit 1, first week of school. As we get further in terms of where we are, like for example, starting next week, are we going to be in the first week of school anymore? No, we won't. All this content that's due for the first week of school is going to be due by Friday. So I would suggest you guys make sure you complete all these things by Friday. Now, you'll be able to also click on unit 1, adding and subtracting. You'll be able to see all the content. Now, right now, this is just the actual materials, right? So I can close out the materials. Oh, give me 1 more second. I actually messed that up, right? So the materials are right here, right? But you'll be able to see if you were, when I put stuff up, more assignments and more things due. Now, if you click on the materials, as we just seen, these are all the stuff that's inside this packet. The packet I'm giving you, all this content that you're seeing there is all, everything is right here in front of you. I'm not trying to trick you, all right? What you're looking at is materials that I put together all summer long that aligns with the Common Core / Next Generation standards, and it's meant to help you to thrive and also feel more accomplished when you deal with math. It's organized. So as we know, there's bell work when you first start the class, and then further. Let me mention one thing. Now, this class, my class periods, they start, let's say for example, first period starts at 7:55. If you log in at 8 o'clock, you already missed 5 minutes, and guess what you missed? You missed the bell work, right? You need to make sure you make that up. You'll need to make sure you complete that. Now, will I always have the bell work as an assignment that will be graded? Not always, but I want you to know when you don't log in 2 minutes early, you'll miss something because I gotta still teach the kids in class and I gotta still teach in my 40-minute block, which I will make sure I kind of communicate with you guys to make sure we're all on the same page, even during that time. Love you, buddy. Have a good night, okay? All right, so that's here. Now I want to show you a couple more things. You can see if you hit classwork that says Meet, that'll take you directly to our Google Meet. I want to show you something else. When you're actually on our page, the Google Meet link is right here at the top. Oh, yeah, no, it is. See, I'm logged in as Jada. I am logged in as Jada, which is awesome. That Google Meet link is right here at the top. You click on it, it's going to take you right to our Google Class page. You can also click on the little actual icon here. It'll take you over to our Google Class page, okay? This is important that you guys get used to being able to navigate the actual website so that way there's no confusion. I know that this is new. I know you haven't used it all the time, but I tried to make it where it's simple for you to do. So you log in every day. Your class period starts at 7:55. You should be clicking on this button or either this icon or the link at 7:53. That way you're in our class. Now that's different for third period, 9:21, fifth period, I think 10:49 or something like that. Make sure you're logging in a couple minutes before your actual period starts. That's the bottom line. Obviously you can see the different people in your class. I don't think there's a way for you to communicate with your classmates, but you can see them here, right? I think this is meant for you to be able to say, okay, oh, that kid's in my class too. Maybe if you have their number or you can reach out to them separately, you can ask them for help and say, hey, how did you do this? Or what did you do there? Okay. All right. So you can see that this is a stream. People are talking. These are your assignments here on the left. And obviously you can go back and see all of your classes as well if you need to view all classes. Now, one more thing I'm going to show you is your calendar. Okay. If you notice, if you hit calendar, it'll show assignments that are all due for all different classes. And I believe they're color coded based on the class itself, right? I'll try to look for one of my assignments. This one is ELA. And maybe all these black ones are all ELA. Okay. And I'm sorry, Jada. I'm happy that you allowed me to use it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. There's some purple ones, and I see that's like a health, that blue one. I'm trying to see if there's any ones from Miss Dorford. Okay, Miss Dorford's are here. They're black. Bellwork. And you can see there's the date. 9/14, that's a date. 9/11, that's a date. So these are all Miss Dorford. So these are all ones that are due. Sorry you have so much due on Friday, but I made sure all the assignments were due on Friday. That way everybody had plenty of time to complete them. Okay? So, all right. So that's that. That's your Google Classroom page. If there's any questions about how to navigate it, feel free to reach out to me. I will gladly help you understand something that's on there. Now, you can do it on your phone as well. All that stuff is on your phone. The access stuff is on your phone. It's not, if you don't, if a kid who's, I mean, right now, if you're on right now watching my video, you have some type of internet access. But in the case where a kid who does not have internet access, don't worry, for those kids, they can come and get the packet. These are the only kids that I'm going to actually receive the packet from, the kids who do not have internet at home or do not have a device. For other students who do have a device, I'm expecting you to upload your work, take pictures of it, and then upload it, all right? But you can do that on the actual Google Classroom app. So that covers Google Classroom, its login, the different avenues inside the portal for you guys. And it's important that if you don't know some of the things I mentioned, please go and look at it. I'm going to try to mention as much as I can in class. However, I know that I won't have a full student view in class because it may not let me log into the student view. I'll try, but I can't promise I will be able to. Now, Remind. Remind is the way that I communicate with you guys. I want to show you something that's very important, and we'll come back here. Every class has a different Remind code. So Math 7R period 1, take out your phones. If you want right now, I'll give you time. You can text this message 81010, and the message that you're putting in, so the number you're texting is 81010. The message is going to be at 88F7C9. This is for Math 7R period 1. Specifically for my period 1 class, that's how you would text me, and you'll be added onto the actual Remind class group. For period 3, same exact number you text, 81010, and you text this message, the @ symbol, 96 lowercase c 6232. This is for my period 3 Math 7R. All right, this is the way that when I need to communicate with you, you can be able to, boom, reach out and communicate, and I'll send a remind back to you. Say, hey, don't forget you guys have a quiz this Friday. Don't forget you have to complete your revision. Don't forget you have Delta Math coming due. Don't forget we have the progress reports are due, or grades about to be due. Whatever it is, I'm going to try my best to communicate with you as best as possible. Now, most of you guys have shared with me your parents' information, phone numbers, or emails, and I'm not reaching out to them to get you in trouble. I'm reaching out to them to make sure that we are all in this together so that you can be successful. Okay, so if I have their numbers, I have their emails, I am reaching out. You can ask people in first period, third period, fifth period. I was calling and trying to reach out to the parents and contacting people just to make sure my students were able to log in and complete the assignments, as I'm going to continue to do. So that's what this is for. Period 5, my 8th graders, right? You should be familiar with Remind. Text 81010, and this is the message that you text at GBDCCK, okay? This is the message that you type in order to be added into Remind. Now, I would strongly suggest everybody gets added into Remind. Don't be like, well, I don't need to, it's optional. You would want to, because I'm going to send out stuff, and I remember one time last year, I sent out some answers to a quiz that was coming up, just because I wanted to see if the kids would go on to Remind. Right, I sent the answers. So some kids came in and said, Mr. Orr, you gave us some of the answers. I said, yeah. And they was able to quickly complete the quiz because they already had some of the answers because I already showed them it. Not that I'm going to use that always for this. I may very well do it once or twice just to do like a kind of wake-up call for you. But I want you to be able to stay in the loop of what's going on. Mr. Orford, I have tons of other classes and they're doing tons of other stuff too. I get it. I'm doing my best to try to assist you and keep you in mind. Keep in mind, even when it comes to the grades, I'm trying to make sure that if you have questions, I'm available for you. On Fridays, I'm available for you. I'm doing everything I can to make sure I'm here to help you and you don't feel like, oh, he's just throwing work at me and I don't know how to do it. I'm going to walk you through how to do all the math work. I'm going to be available for you whenever you need the help online if you need it. I have the technology where I can write on the screen so you can see my math work. It's not like you're gonna see choppy math work. You're gonna see clear math notations even while I'm doing videos for you. Okay, so just stay connected with us so we can all get through this together. Period. 7. This is the number you text. This is the message I'm looking to receive, or not me really, but this is the message for you in order to be added to the Remind class at C7FF4E. And lastly, my period 8 class, 7th grade 8 class. This is how we connect. You text 81010, and this is the message that you're texting at 777CK4E. Now, what if you don't have a cell phone, Ms. Orbit? Okay, then you make sure you stay close to Google Classroom. I'm not that I'm going to send out reminders on Google Classroom, but I'm going to obviously put up regular posts inside the stream and regular announcements, and they may have something to do with the reminders that I'm sending out. But the reminders are probably going to be in the afternoon, 3 o'clock. As soon as we get out, I'm saying, hey, you guys, don't forget to do your homework. Oh, don't forget you have a quiz tomorrow. Whereas on Google Classroom, I may not send that announcement, send that reminder. It may just be an announcement early in the morning, just say, okay, today we're doing this, this, and this, and we got this coming up. So it's kind of like a reminder, but it's not going to be as urgent coming to your phone like a message as reminders, okay? All right, so now for today, right? In addition to finishing the bell work, and I want to show you one more thing, because now I realize the exit slip for today is the all about me, and that's why I should make sure I read through all my notes that I have. I want to show you one more thing before you go back to your Google Classroom page and you click on the all about me assignment. Now, as you've seen on Jada's page, it was not there. It will be up on her actual day that she has class, as it will be for everyone else as well, right? But what I want to show you is Delta Math. This is a brand new technology, right? It's one where it's not brand new to me, but it will be for you, and we'll take time to I'll remind you more about it tomorrow as well. Delta Math is a website that I use to help kids become better at their math. So it'll help kids be able to be more fluid at math and just really be a big help to them. So let me open up Delta Math. So you can open up a brand new tab and you type in Delta, like the airline, math. Oh, sorry, deltamath.com. Now, the good thing about deltamath.com is it'll bring you here. I worked hard to add every single student onto Delta Math. The only kids who are not added on Delta Math are kids that may have been added the first week of school to my class. But if you was added prior to the first week of school, you're already on Delta Math. You have a login to Delta Math, right? Those who have not, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through to make sure you're able to get on. But let me just show you what it looks like if you already have your login. Now, your login information is the same as Google Classroom. Nothing's changed. So, for example, if I want to go log in for Jada, right, I will type in her login. And then I will make sure I type in, as you guys make sure you type in as well, your password. Now, once I go do this, it's going to log me in for it. Boom, I'm in. And as you can see, there's an assignment already up. These are 20 questions. You can see there's a due date of the 22nd of September, right? That's not this Friday. This Friday, I think, is the 18th, right? This is the 22nd, which is the following Tuesday. So this is due that Tuesday night, right? So every 2 weeks, you have an assignment that's due. Intro to ratios. Now, how does this work, right? How does this work? It says 0% completed out of all these assignments. All I need you to do is 2 of these questions. You click on one of the questions, and it's asking you, in this case, it's asking you about ratios, circles to squares. So you type it in, right? You type in how many circles you see, type in how many squares you see. You hit try, and it's going to tell you, okay, now they're asking for an unsimplified ratio here. Eventually, it might actually break it down and give me a more simplified ratio. So for example, if I type in 3, I was going to type in the wrong scenario, but I'm going to type in the right scenario. Let's say 3 to 9. right? Then they're gonna say, okay, for every one circle, there are blank squares. So for every one circle, how many squares are there, right? And you gotta fill this out, boom. Therefore, the simplified ratio of this is what? Boom, this is a simplifying ratio. All you have to do is 2 of those. Let's say you don't know how to do it. You can hit show example at the top here. And I wanna do that again so that way you get it. So you hit the assignment, click on the actual words. Don't click over here, it won't work. You have to click on the words. It lets you in. Let's say you're having a hard time with this problem, right? You can hit next problem, you can do the next one. Or what happens is you can say, okay, show me an example. Now it shows you an example. When you hit show an example, it's gonna walk you through, oh, 1, 2, and it gives you all this words and break down, explain it to you, hit next example, boom. And you can keep looking at examples. Now, if this is even hard and you're like, I'm having a hard time with the examples, student help, no, not there. There's gonna be another tab open. I'm gonna buy the next portion of this, which is gonna allow you to have a video. You can click on video and it's gonna model some of these examples for you so that way you can get it. For you guys, and as well as even my 8th graders, you need to complete 20 questions, 2 of each of these. They're not hard. Some of these you're gonna do and you're gonna be like, oh, that's easy. Plotting points, go plot this point, 1, 0. Next problem, right? 1, 0 right here, boom, 1, 0. I find it here, I put it on, boom, I submit my answer. Right, I can't do it because if I do it right now I mean, I can always go back and delete it and erase the points, but I wanna make sure she's able to do her assignment as well, okay? So that's how you would log into Delta Math. Delta Math is exactly how it sounds, deltamath.com. Now, if you're a brand new student, you need to follow the directions that's on this page. On the actual page, it says Delta Math and it says create account. So at the top, you see create account. The next thing says student. Click on student. It's going to ask you about the teacher's code. On the page that you see that says Data Technology Part 1, my teacher's code is on there. It's one of the only things that's in bold. Hit that code in. After you type in that code, 755891, it's going to say Mr. Warford. Make sure it says my name. If it says another teacher's name, which could happen, that means you definitely typed in the wrong code. Click on the period. Click on your period. What period are you in? Right? Notice that I do Algebra 1 review. I do Geometry, Algebra 2. I teach a lot of high-level maths as well, so make sure you don't pick on the wrong math class because then you won't see the content for your class. Type in your name, type in your school email, type in your school password, which is the same password you use to get into the other computers and stuff like that. Okay, so that's for mine. That's Delta Math, that's Google Classroom. The last thing is you need to become more custom with Google Forms. And the reason why that I say that is because you already took a Google Form quiz. You took the quiz on rules and procedures. The All About You is a quiz on Google Form as well. It's like not a quiz, but it's like a Google Form to collect data from you, okay? Once you go to complete that, and it's going to be on your Google Classroom page, you just go to your Classroom page. It's going to be underneath your classwork assignments, or you can even click on View All, and it's going to be one of the ones that's going to show up. So you see this one says 914. The very next one that says 914 is going to be All About Me classwork activity, okay? So it's going to be All About Me classwork, or 914, All About classwork All About Me. And you click on that one and you do that assignment there, okay? So this is for Monday, all right? I'm hoping that this video was helpful. Hoping that you got a better understanding of the technology that's going to be used, at least for today. We're going to go over a couple more things tomorrow, but take time, practice. If you have questions, write them down. I'm looking forward to hearing them on Friday if you need help. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.